Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Statistics with Epic 7, where we kind of put some numbers down on the paper. And this is nothing like revolutionary, you know, this is stuff we already know. I just, like, as a person, I really like seeing numbers in front of me, knowing what I'm getting approximately, knowing what to expect, and knowing the other options for stuff like this. So if you didn't see my original video, I did a Skystone refresh video. I'll link it in the description below if you want to check it out. And this goes over 5,500 Skystones refreshed. And I was just kind of curious how that compared to just farming. Like, the difference I get from farming versus this. And also, you obviously need to farm to get money to Skystone Refresh 2 from the shop. So these are the results I ended up with here. And a couple of things are surprising to me, specifically the amount of drops and specifically the amount of manifestation stones. So to start off with, basically all of this was spent during double hunts. There was a couple without, but I took screenshots every time my runs finished. This is a 3-man Banshee team I was doing with a fodder, so I was leveling up units while I was doing this as well. And these are all the runs. So you can see here we did however many of these data points worth of runs here. And we tracked everything that could possibly drop. And if we take a look at the totals here, we ended up with how many runs did we do? 347 runs. And this was all done within like a 24-hour period. Way less than that, actually, because I had to stop because I ran out of stamina. But we had 16 million gold farmed. We got 7,000 stigma, and that's how I figured out how many runs I did. I just divided the amount of stigma by 2, or by 20 there. We got 306 energy back. We got 180 sky stones, 12 powder of knowledges, 53 mystic metals, 23 covenant bookmarks, 9,100 hellish essences, 498 twilight essences, so that's 2.5 reforges, 72 manifestation stones, so under half of a eye level 85 reforged thing up to 90. 36 charms, actually not bad here. That's actually pretty helpful. You need a ton of charms. Nowhere near enough to maintain the amount of drops we got, though. Only 10 epics. Only 10 epics, and I think like 4 of them came from my pets. So if you don't have pets, you should get a pet. It's insane the amount extra they drop. 58 purples and 99 blues for drops here. So we can see we get an average of 0.03 per run, approximately. Is that right? I hope these are all right. Either way, you get a good enough idea here. So 1 every 3% of the runs, approximately. 347 runs, we got 50 or 350 drops. So if we take out, let's take out the 3 drops here, goes down to about 1 per run. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. About 1 per run on average, if we take that out there. Because it's really hard to bank on these 50. And you can see here, we got this 50 right here and another 50 right here, right beside it. So we went a long time without getting 50s, just specifically got them in that little short spree. We also spent 95 leaves. We actually only spent leaves and energy. We did not spend any sky stones, but converting the total stamina spent, it ends up to be 95 leaves or 3,817 sky stones. That's a lot of sky stones, and this is in under a 24-hour period. So there's a lot to take out from this. Let me actually load up the game first and talk about it in here. Okay, so let's go into the shop here. I want to take a look at how much this actually, in quotes, cost me for people who want to spam and, you know, do as much refreshing as possible. A lot of people ask me why I don't refresh with Skystones, and I think this kind of explains it. So we spent 3,800 Skystones approximately. If we are to buy 3,800 Sky Stones, I think the best pack would be maybe this. This wouldn't be raw Sky Stones though, so it's kind of hard to say. Like, there is no raw Sky Stones, so it's really hard to compare. But let's be real here. If you're buying Leafs just for Sky Stone, or if you're buying Sky Stones to refresh here, $140 Canadian, so 99 US dollars for 3,800 Sky Stones. And obviously, I don't think the majority of people are buying Sky Stones to refresh with. They're probably just buying Leafs, and that's that. But if you're one of the people who want to spam refreshes with Sky Stones, that is approximately $100 US a day to do this for somebody actually refreshing as much as they possibly can. If I had the money to refresh all day long, I would definitely spend over $100 a day. You know, like, that's what the whales are spending, and that's kind of nuts to think about. Obviously, this is a little bit higher price than a lot of the other combinations, but at the same time, the people spending this much are going to run out of the other combinations anyway. So that is a lot to spend during a 24-hour period. It's also worth noting, too, that this is why I don't accept any energy from my mailbox. This is why I don't use any leaves. This is why I don't use any Sky Stones, anything like that. Outside of hunt days, because I can burn through every last resource I have during a hunt day and be super duper absolutely fine and run out the first day of the double time or whatever they call it here, and still have a couple days left where I can't do anything. I'm not meaning to complain about the stamina in this game right now for this video. It's just like a side that I wanted to take a look at because of how visually hurtful it is during this. So if we take a look at the leaf packs here, we have $40 Canadian. I wish I could convert it to USD. I think that's probably $29.99 for you, maybe $32.99 for 450 Sky Stones and 22 leaves. So we spent 95 leaves. So let's times that by 4 approximately. So that's for $160 Canadian. With a little bit of Sky Stones extra in one day just from the leaf packs, and that's a lot, you know. That is a brutal amount, an absolutely brutal amount of money for that. Also to note, I have not been spending for stamina. If you can see all these runs here, it was all free to play, all from the events and stuff like that, just hoarding in my mailbox here. So yeah, that's just something I really wanted to take a look at, to see how much, like, actually see how much stamina it's taking. And it kind of blows me away. It absolutely blows me away how much you can actually burn during one day. And people always ask me why I never built a fast hunt team, and this is why, because I can be out of more stamina than I get in an entire month in less than a day. And after that, I'm just kind of screwed. So that's why I just never did it. The reason I did it this time was because I did have that 4th slot open for fodder, so I could level that up at the same time. So that's about all I wanted to say and all I wanted to talk about. Just kind of show you actual numbers of all of these runs, just to get a complete idea. And yeah, we didn't get enough of anything else. Like, if we take a look at this here, I was curious how many Mystic Metals I would get to see if it was like a semi-alternative. But we can see we only got enough for 1 Mystic Metal summon in 3,800 Sky Stones. So obviously that's not a realistic thing we can do either. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it. That's all I wanted to talk about here. As always, I really recommend not to spend any of your leaves outside of these specific hunt days, or the rune days if you really need runes or something like that. And I actually do, at this point in the game, recommend making a one-shot team, just so you can spend them all during that day, because it really is just not worth it spending them outside of that, assuming, again, you have the time to play during the double hunt day, where I obviously do, so it works perfectly for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody!